William Miller does such a stupendous job, and I think it's such a blessing that we have him on the show.
The villain?
Yeah. Pike was my favorite. I am my favorite. Like, I like the villains.
Murphy's still the villain?
No, he was never the villain. I think he's a person who is fighting a battle inside of himself to go with the addict in him, which would be to ditch his moral compass, and he knows if he does that, getting what he wants is a lot easier. But he also had someone like an Amori that gave him the fresh start when no one else would give him a second chance. She gave him a first chance. So I think there is that battle inside of him, even going into this season, 6 years into the future. I think it's tough for him. So I didn't say he's a villain still, but he's fighting that addiction inside of him to do what he wants to do.
Is he going to be looking up to McCreary? Is he going to want to idolize him, or is he going to see him as Matt?
Who knows if we even have scenes together? I have no idea. But I will say this: I think it was described to me at one point perfectly. So I'm not going to take credit for it. One of the writers once told me that McCreary is kind of like looking into like a funhouse mirror for Murphy. It's like this person that he could be, and is seeing a lot of himself in him. I think McCreary is that guy who has stopped fighting that war inside of himself. He's let the venom win and just kind of take over his decision making. He's ditched his moral compass a long time ago, whereas Murphy's still trying to fight that.
What's it like to play a Murphy who is ready to be the good guy?
Well, that's presumptuous that he's ready to be the good guy.
Okay.
I think he does what he thinks is right moment to moment. What's it like to play him is a dream, because he is a guy who is very complicated in that way, and I don't just get to be perfect. Not everything I do is like a cheat code in a video game that I'm like great at this, great at that. He has to work at things, and I think he sees that other people are much, God bless you. I know it wasn't a sneeze, but blessings be upon you anyway.
Thank you.
Yeah, to all of you. What was I saying? He's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
He's a lot of fun to play.
Do you have creative input in the character now?
I think that right off the bat, by them keeping me around, it was creative input because I just did what I wanted to at the beginning, and Jason seemed to really love that and run with it. So now I pretty much just trust. Thank you. I trust what he's doing with it, and if I really have something to say, Jason will hear me out and usually agree.
Fantastic.
But for me, I look at it more as like, as an actor, I'm a mercenary. I'm a hired gun. So whatever you want to write, you write, and I'm going to make it work.
And you do it very well.
Thank you. They don't make it too hard on me either.
What's the dynamic going to be between Murphy and Maddie? I mean, she seems kind of like she's a little stubborn person.
Again, who's to say that we have scenes together? But I love Lola, and without giving too much away, we have spent a lot of time together on set, and I think she's such a talented. I'm not even say a little actor. She's just a talented actor. Yeah, I think the last time Murphy really had a kid of that age around him was Charlotte. And I don't think that really went all too well. So I think if he ever sees her, he'd be like, "Oh my gosh, what is this? Charlotte's back." I don't think he's really used to kids, but there's nothing to disprove. Maybe Uncle Murphy can't be a thing. I don't know. I think he'd be a cool uncle. I think there's something to learn. She could learn something from Murphy that Clark, with her moral compass, couldn't teach her in the 6 years. I think that would be a valuable thing to look into.
What do you imagine Murphy would be doing in space for 6 years?
A lot of hating it. My journey this season was kind of thinking of why kind of he is the way he is when there's nothing wrong really up in space other than kind of a little bit of a claustrophobia, but that's not really what gets to Murphy. I think that on the ground with all the war going on and people constantly trying to kind of take his life away from him, it kind of gave him reason to be the way he is and kind of have that thing inside of him, that war inside of him. But when there's nothing there to attack him, and sometimes he wakes up in the morning and is so sad or messed up inside of him that he can't get out of bed, he's too proud to talk to other people about it. Because I think the issue of mental health isn't something that people talk about anymore in our world. Not our world, we talk about it a lot, but in the world of the 100, I think the talk of mental health died out when the bombs went off. No one's really caring or talking about it, so I don't think it's something everyone talks about. So I think Murphy's pride doesn't allow him to kind of tell everyone else that he's not okay.
Does that drive a wedge between him and Amori?
I'd say so, yes. Because I think Amori is someone who she finds a way to be useful. She finds a way to kind of fit in. And this whole new world for Amori that has been opened up to her in the last 6 years, she kind of thrives in that world. Because it's people who are finally giving her a chance. Whereas Murphy takes away all of his chances. He always seems to find a way to do that. So I think that would be hard between the two.
That means he's going to find a drinking buddy in somebody like Echo, who also may feel like she's not connecting to people.
Those two are pretty similar, I'd say. But we'll see how... I don't want to speak for Tassia, and I think... Yeah, I don't want to speak for her and how she would handle the 6 years. I've seen how she's done it, but that's on her to kind of give to you guys.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh, is that it?
He took off, but he was giving us
Oh, okay.
Thank you,
Thanks, guys.
Richard.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yep.
Table number 3.